Good afternoon, y'all. This is Off Grid Grandma. Today I'm going to be putting a roast into the crock pot here. This was from a deer killed this season. So I'm going to try to show y'all step by step. This is crock pot liner bags. I do prefer using these because cleanup can be a bear. And this makes it easier. Just throw this silly thing away. So I just stick it in there. Pick up my crock pot a little bit and tuck it around the edges. Like that. Stretch it out. There we go. Stick it down in there. So what I'm going to start off with is some water. I usually keep ice water in the fridge. So this is about a quart of water. And then I have some beef base. It's from Sam's Club. Let me show you. This is like a paste, pretty much. So I like to put that in there. However much, tablespoon and a half, whatever you feel like it. I don't want that all over my fingers. I do want a real beefy flavor. And what I'll do is just stir that up, mash it up where it's liquefied and no clumps. I got a cup of flour here. I'm just going to dump the flour in there. That is 1 cup of flour. And mix that well. So that's pretty much what it looks like. I do have some chicken bouillon cubes. Again, these are Sam's Club. I don't know, say 3, 4, or what the heck, let's do 5. Oop. So here's 1, but if y'all saw that, 1 fell in there. It's right there. That was there. There's 2, 3, 4, and this will be the 5th one. Now I'm not going to try to chop it up. This thing gets hot enough, it'll dissolve. Just throw that in there. So then what I come back over here and do, let me show you how I cut my potatoes. I just take a small potato. These are the red potatoes. I took about 7 of them. This will be the 8th one. Cut it right in half. 3 cuts across the top so that there are 4 pieces. They don't have to be perfect. And then 1, 2, 3 cuts across the top the other way. And I'll dump that in there. I took onions. Now I did take 2 whole onions. You do not have to have a method of cutting it, just chunks. You can cut it finer if you wish. So that's half. This is the other 1.5 onions. I put that in there. I'm going to use some carrots. These are just carrots I already had that I like to snack on. So if you see they're this shape, I just kind of chop on those for a little. Just get them where they're bite-sized pieces. They don't have to be perfect. Put those in there. Oh, and I do about 2 handfuls. I do really like carrots. But I like these. They're thin. And you can just eat them. They're great for snacks. It's like a kind of shaped like a waffle fry. They're called chips. But throw that in there. Oh, what the heck. I'll throw some more in there. Because I like them. Now, I did have these leftover mushrooms. I need to go ahead and use those before they go bad. So, I'll just chop those up. Put a couple of those in there. Now here's where I wrapped this myself. I was out of butcher paper. So I used a paper sack. So I didn't want to get freezer burnt. And I put it in some foil because that's what I had. I was out of butcher paper again. I usually try to use wax paper or butcher paper. And I got wax paper here that I taped up with painter's tape because that's what I had. On a homestead, you use what you have. And this really, I like about it, it doesn't really stick to the wax paper too much. You can pull it off pretty easily. That was the deer roast. I weighed it out. It is 2.5 pounds. Stick that in there. And then for my seasoning, back to my garlic, because I love garlic. And I don't know. Well, that didn't go too well. I don't know, about 2 tablespoons. And then here's, I like to use the Montreal steak seasoning. That takes too long. I'll take the lid off and I shake a generous amount. You got to remember this has a lot of water in it, so it's going to be the seasoning. You might have to add more later. Garlic, generous amount. Uncle Chris steak seasoning. I use this for a lot of stuff. And then some pink salt, Himalayan salt, just because I think it's a better salt. So you do that. Sounds like somebody's here. Put the lid on it and you turn it on. I guess plug it in would help. So plug it in and then I just put it on high for 8 to 10 hours and then come back and check it. You can add more water if you wish. I probably will do that later. Because as much water as you use is how much gravy you're going to have. So that's how it's done at Off Grid Grandma's. Have a blessed day.